Hey everybody, I hope you're doing well today. I've got something really cool to show you and I can't wait. So let's get into this video. All right, here we go. So brand new off the rack at Folkcraft. I purchased this as is, right? And it is a beautiful diatonic mountain dulcimer, which means there's no 6.5 fret and there's no 13.5 fret, right? It's a large space instead of two small spaces, right? And this is the way the dulcimer was designed in the beginning, right? And there's simplicity and beauty in that. And I want you to appreciate that. I certainly do. And I've been wanting to get my hands on one of these for many years now. The first time I was able to play a diatonic dulcimer was in 2021. Richard Ashe let me play his personal, one of his personal dulcimers. And I was mesmerized. You know, I had always wanted to play one. And it's so crazy how one little fret can just play with your mind. And you go, wow, it's so different. It's not very different, but it's one note, right? Well, 3 notes, 2 notes across 3 strings. But anyway, this is beautiful and I want to show it to you, okay? So what we have here is a 27-inch VSL. That is longer than I normally play. I play a 25. And that's perfectly fine for what I'm going to be doing with this, right? And the scales were longer than this even originally, okay? And it's fine because of the style that I will be playing it in. This is a diatonic dulcimer, and it will be tuned in a 155 Ionian tuning all the time. Now I'll change to, and that means DAA tuning, okay? So the 2A strings are thicker than what you would normally see in dulcimer strings. They're 0.14 gauge, which is nice. You might find that the smaller gauge strings get a little floppy. And I've found that to be true as well when you tune it down to DAA. But anyway, it's a 27-inch VSL, right? It is a Folkroots D model, okay? Folkcraft Folkroots D model. Straight off the shelf. It's black walnut, beautiful black walnut, back and sides with a black walnut fretboard. All right. And it has a beautiful butternut top with the seahorse F style holes here. And then this is an amazing feature. This is what made me really want to pull the trigger on buying this. And that is the beautiful natural knot holes in the wood. That could not have been done any better in my opinion. That is gorgeous. And that is, when I saw this come up, that he had made this, they had made this over at Folkcraft, I said, oh my goodness. So I immediately sent Richard an email and I said, if this lasts a few months, I will be buying it. So I saved up my pennies and bought it. And I love it. It's gorgeous. Okay. So you might be asking, why would I do that, right? Why would I want a DAA? That's something that nobody plays much anymore. Well, I'm here to tell you that people do play this still. Not only do they still play this, but they should be playing it, right? I have this channel here, and so I do have a small voice in the community of the Dulcimer world, and I want to put it on blast. You know, I want to say, if you do not have a diatonic dulcimer, you should. If you do not play in DAA, you should, okay? So that comes with a lot of other tunings as well. I hope you understand that. Not only in D, in other keys, EBB, right? CGG, DAC, DAG, just all sorts, everything in between, okay? And I don't want you to think you have to have that extra fret, because you don't for a lot of things. Now, our scale runs from the 3rd to the 10th fret here on DAA. And it's a beautiful thing, because there's a lot of songs that go below that first scale note, right? And we have 3 notes already on that string. So you'll see me playing this a lot. You will see me playing and using my thumb a lot. And that's because of the longer VSL. The longer scale requires me to do that. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's beautiful. And I always tell people anyway, play it however it's comfortable for you. I do like the smaller VSL for flat picking songs. But for this style of play, it's the greatest of all time. So I've had people asking me a bunch, why are you calling it the GOAT? Why is it called the GOAT? First of all, I do not name instruments. I've never done that, and I don't do it. But this one deserves the name the GOAT. It is the greatest of all time. It is why all of us are playing a mountain dulcimer today. It started here, okay? And it actually started with frets not covering all the strings, right? They were actual drones. You could not fret the bass or the melody. There were only frets under the melody string, okay? And that's where they played all the melody. And they didn't use frets either. They used what they had. And I hear that was fence staples. And you can see those today in museums and such as that. And some people are recreating them today, and maybe someday I'll get one of those as well. But I'm just thrilled to have this. Folkcraft has done a beautiful job again. The fit and finish on these is just phenomenal, and I will always be a customer of Folkcraft. I mean, there's nothing else to say about that. I'm an endorsed artist for Folkcraft, and they will send me gear and things of that nature from time to time. But I will always be purchasing dulcimers from Folkcraft for that reason as well. But anyway, I wanted to show this off to you. Now it's time to hear it, right? And I have, the only thing I've changed since I've gotten it is it came as a 3-string. That's the way it was on the shelf. And I asked Folkcraft to please include a nut and a bridge that was slotted for double melody string. So I strung it up that way as soon as I got it and played it that way. And for me, I find that I like a single melody string. I just like the feel of it. So what I did then was I went, and I added a octave string, a real light string here at the base. So there are 2 strings there. So I doubled it up there, and that's a really neat sound as well. And at some point, I may even see if it's possible to add, I don't know if it is, but to have them maybe add another tuner here, right here in the middle or something. And then at that point, what I'll do is I'll either double up the middle string or the melody. So I would have 5 strings on this. And, you know, Folkcraft will make you this in a 5-string or a 6-string if you order one. But again, this was just straight off the shelf. But I do believe there's plenty of wood here. I do believe I could put a tuner there. And I will probably end up doing that at some point so that I can double up that middle and see what that sounds like, or the melody as well. Because when you're droning, it really sounds beautiful. And I love the sound of the drone. Another thing I will do is tune this to bagpipe tuning, which means all strings are the same note. Okay, so that would mean I would take this D string all the way down to A, and it would be all A's. Okay, or I would tune them up maybe to all B's, right? Tune these up. You don't want to tune this too much higher, though. You wouldn't want to go higher than B here because you risk breaking your strings at that point. But it's beautiful. And all right, I hope you enjoyed this review, and you'll be seeing more of the goat. All right? And before I go, I always want to remind you that Jesus loves you. Bye-bye, y'all.